Good morning. Join me this morning and let's talk about the Freedom Sleep and Freedom Release collections. So I would love to hear if you have tried those collections or any of the oils in them, or if you are someone that might want to explore using oils for sleep or for emotions. Just taking a deep breath of some valor, and I know some people will come back and watch later. So if you are watching the replay, I would love this to be interactive, so you can just do like hashtag replay and share in the comments as much as you want about anything, because we all learn from each other, right? We have this Facebook group, so we have a community of people that can share our knowledge and experiences, because sometimes it's hard to know exactly what to do to take care of yourself. And sometimes it's not easy to know exactly how to use these oils or what they're for, just in general. So the Freedom Sleep and Freedom Release collections are super powerful. And I'm gonna go through some testimonials and some information that maybe you haven't heard before. Talk about why they're so important. And if you've tried them or if you have any feedback, let me know, let us know in the comments. But also, they come separately now. So you used to get these together, like in a bundle, and you only could get them together. Now you can buy them separately, which is kind of cool, because for some people, it's an investment. But I'm gonna tell you why it is an amazing investment. And I hope that you feel encouraged and empowered to go out and try these if you haven't already, so I'm going to share a little bit about who these oils are for. Like, why would you want to use the Freedom Sleep and Freedom Release collections? So anyone who has racing thoughts, anyone who feels anxious, anyone who wakes up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep because they are thinking about past fears, past traumas, feeling anxious, feeling nervous, anyone who really has been through anything difficult in their life and suffers the effects of that. And what I want to say about that is sometimes we've been through trauma that we are aware of. Oftentimes, traumatic things that happen to us throughout our life are stuffed away in our subconscious, and we don't even know that they've happened to us until maybe we have a trigger or something that shows us what we need to work on. So even if you don't think that you've had any trauma in your life, I mean, being born was traumatic. However you came into this world, going from like a warm womb into the air, however that happened for you, there are lots of things that our bodies can hold on to, and we just have this cellular memory. So we hang on to things. And we know from Gary Young and all of his education and studies with essential oils that oils are something that can help us break through and release emotions and traumas and things we hold on to. So another group of people that can benefit from these are kids. So children who struggle to connect with others, children that struggle with different sensory and behavior things. Anyone who's suffering from grief and loss or emotional blocks, and really all of us who have been alive in the last 3 years, there's been a lot going on in the world, and everyone has processed what's been happening differently, but it's been traumatic. Everyone's nervous systems are a lot jarred right now maybe, and we're still feeling the effects of what's been happening. So I feel like this is a perfect time to use the Freedom Sleep and Freedom Release collections, even if you don't feel like you need help shutting off your brain at night, or you don't have trouble falling back asleep or going to sleep. But sleep is something that is really a worldwide problem. And I'm actually reading a book on sleep right now. And that was the catalyst for me starting to use the Freedom Sleep oils again. Is I set a goal for myself that I was going to get more sleep, because I tend to stay up late and get up early, and I just get in this vicious cycle, and it throws off my cortisol, and it's just not good for anyone to not get enough sleep. And so I started to make sleep a priority by reading this book. And in the book, oh my gosh, it talks about all these different studies about how sleep deprived we are and how most car accidents and all of these things happen as a result of people just being low on sleep, or because they're taking things, they're taking medications that are supposed to help them sleep, but sometimes they have adverse effects, and people literally are sleepwalking and driving in the middle of the night and all of this stuff as a result of taking Ambien or whatever they're taking. So it's a huge problem. Like, we are a sleep deprived culture, and sleep is a huge, huge part of being healthy, regulating our hormones, our metabolism. Like, so many things can be tied back to sleep. So can't say enough about sleep. And then emotional traumas and different things that have happened to us. So who's familiar with the Feelings collection? So if you're watching live, you can raise your hand or tap a heart or be like, oh yeah, I've used the Feelings collection. Or if you're replay, hashtag replay, and share if you've used the Feelings collection. So the Feelings collection, I'm not going to talk about all those oils today, but if you're familiar with that, those oils, present time and inner child, and the oils that come in that collection, they are wonderful, and you may be familiar with those, and you may have used those. You may have had a great experience with that collection and the protocol that comes along with it. This is, I would say, like the next level up of emotional support and sleep. Because most of the time, if you've been through something traumatic or you have something that's really bothering you, you're not able to sleep. So first we work on the sleep, and then we work on the trauma. And I have this really old booklet that came with the first Freedom Sleep and Freedom Release collection that I got in, I think, 2014. So, and then it was out of stock forever, and it came back in like 2019. And I just feel like it's under talked about and underused. And my experience more recently using the Freedom Sleep collection, I've been using it for, I think, about 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And my husband's doing it with me. We use it every morning and every night. I'll talk about the protocol in a minute. But what I've noticed so far is just super deep sleep, like way easier for me to fall asleep. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I go right back to sleep instead of like my thoughts, keeping me up or just feeling totally awake. So I've already 2 weeks in just noticed incredibly deep sleep. And prior to that, I was kind of trying to use all the things that normally help me, like Rutavala and Tranquil and Peace and Calming. They were helping, but this just feels like, next level. So I am just thrilled with how well I am sleeping, and I am trying to get to bed earlier, and that really helps. But when I was trying to go to bed earlier, I wasn't able to fall asleep. I was just laying there for 2 hours because I wasn't used to going to bed that early. When I've been using these every night, and I am just out like a light in minutes, which is the best feeling if you're someone who struggles to fall asleep. And I'm not making any claims that these oils are, the solution to everything, but they have been helpful for me, and this is why they were created. So in this old booklet, which unfortunately is not going to come anymore with the collection, that's why we have these groups, and that's why we hang out, and that's why we connect, because we have information that can help each other, but sometimes it's not available anymore for whatever reason. It's not super non-compliant, but I imagine it crosses the line. So maybe you're not shouting on social media like, hey, you're going to cure your anxiety with this collection or something, but I'm going to read what's in here because I think it's really important that everyone know this information, because it's going to inspire you, and that's going to be able to help not only you, but your family, your friends, and more people be empowered to like take charge of their emotions and sleep with these oils after knowing this. So when this came out, it says revitalizing health through emotional release via the new Freedom Release Essential Oil System. So they're kind of talking about it as a system. We're talking about it as a bundle or a collection, but it is a system. How can we shed the emotions of fear, anxiety, and turmoil in order to achieve our goals, dreams, and unlock our unlimited potential? For the first time, Gary D. Young developed a specially formulated essential oils designed in a unique system to help individuals deal with the life-limiting burdens of negative emotions and traumas. Gary has a deep appreciation of how emotional traumas can seriously jeopardize physical and mental well-being. So if you don't know about the founder of Young Living, Gary Young, I'm going to tell you a little bit about his story right now. After a crippling logging accident, being confined to a wheelchair, attempting suicide 3 times, and being abandoned by his family, Gary fully understands physical and emotional pain. As an expert in essential oils with over 30 years of research, he understands their amazing health-supporting properties. In addition, the emotional responses of essential oils are being studied throughout the world, including by universities, among dozens of scientific studies to support their profound benefits for improving mood and emotions. And if you want more information about the science of essential oils, go to PubMed or Google Scholar, and you can search specific ailments, you can search specific essential oils, and you will find all kinds of incredible studies to support things that you didn't even know maybe. And for skeptical friends and family out there that need science, I would definitely send them to those links so you can show them what's possible and so we can see what's possible. So Gary witnessed firsthand how those suffering deep emotional issues can experience life-changing emotional releases using essential oils such as lavender, harmony, rutavala, and inner child. Based on his findings, he formulated powerful aromatic mixtures designed to take emotional revitalization to the next level. So this is like the step up. These are like the Mac Daddy, whatever you want to call them. And not that you couldn't start out with these, but if you've tried other things, this is going to be more powerful. So the protocol is really simple. So Freedom Sleep, you use for 30 days. So you use the Freedom Sleep collection for 30 days, and it's 4 different oils. So it's Freedom, and Freedom, you start by putting it on the soles of your feet. And the places that you put the oils are a recommendation, and what you will get is you'll get like a little card like this that takes you through the protocol, so you can keep it next to the oils by your bed and do it every morning and every night. So that's really helpful. But it also kind of has a little disclaimer that you don't have to put them exactly where they're telling you to. You can change up the location. For example, I have really sensitive skin on my wrists, and I don't always use carrier when I need to. So if I start to get a little itchy or feeling sensitive, I'll put the oil on my feet. So you can use them kind of however you want, but this is the suggested protocol. So 1 to 3 drops of Freedom goes on the soles of your feet, and this is every morning and every night for 30 days straight. And then the next step is Aroma Sleep. And what's cool about these kits is Aroma Sleep, what? Like, you've never heard of this maybe, because it doesn't come as a single oil. It only comes in this collection. And this is my favorite of these 4 that you use in the Freedom Sleep. It's like, it has lavender and Roman chamomile. It's just very relaxing, but you put this one on the back of your neck. And it just, I don't know, I mean, it's amazing. So I take, you take deep breaths from your hands and then put it on the back of your neck. And then the next step is to use Valor, which is my favorite essential oil blend of all time because it's so calming. You put Valor actually over your heart. And so, right before bed, I just kind of like, I wear like a t-shirt to bed, but I go like this and I just let like a couple drops of Valor drop on my chest. You rub that in. And then the 4th step for Freedom Sleep is Inner Harmony. And this is another unique blend that you don't see anywhere else. And this is 1 to 3 drops on your wrists. Or like I said, sometimes I opt to put it on the soles of my feet if my skin's feeling sensitive. So that's the protocol. And you just do the same thing every morning and every night. And I have been feeling really good and sleeping really well. So I'm excited to see what happens as I do the next 2 weeks and then move into the next 30 days. So what you do after that is you use the Freedom Release collection, and it's 5 oils. And again, you start with Freedom and you put it on the soles of the feet. Then Joy goes over the heart, and Transformation you apply on your wrists. So you've heard of Transformation, you've heard of Joy, but Divine Release. I will definitely say that this is, I have to open this. I haven't opened one by my bed because sometimes I just use this like in the diffuser. I absolutely love Divine Release. So if you've tried Divine Release, comment below, or if you have any stories or anything to share. But Divine Release is like heavenly. And so this one goes on your temples or right on your crown chakra, like on the top of your head. And then the last step is another unique oil called TR Care. Does anybody know what TR stands for or have a guess? It's for trauma. So trauma release. I believe it's trauma release. So this is for trauma, and this goes on the edge of your ears. And if you look up Vitaflex points. There's emotional points all along the outside of your ears, so you don't have to have them all memorized, but just know that by putting oils on your ears, you are working not only on your physical body, but also on your emotions. So those are the 5 oils that are in the second 30 days. So it's like a 30-day protocol. So it's kind of long, but super powerful. The last time that I used this was in 2019, and I wanted to share that when I was doing the Freedom Release, so the second 30 days, I was having like crazy nightmares, like really vivid, really crazy dreams. Like I can't even describe how intense it was, but it was like, where is this coming from? I mean, the oils were, something was happening, and I was like journaling and writing about what was happening. And at that time, my husband and I were like butting heads about, we couldn't figure out a place to live. We wanted to buy a home. We were in a position to buy a house. We had been renting our whole lives. We're like ready to buy a house, and we couldn't decide on the location. And we were just really like struggling and upset and angry about it. And I was having this experience with all of these vivid dreams. And then we like found the house that we're in now. And it was such an amazing experience. It felt like whatever was being stirred up had something to do with us finding our house. So be prepared for not only things to get kind of shaken up, but then for something amazing to happen. And I feel like that's how it is with anything, right? Sometimes it takes some hard work to work through, whether it's emotions or trauma or whatever it is. But then when you get to the other side of it, not only do you feel better, you have this breakthrough, you know, amazing things happen in your life, and then you can go on to help and teach other people. So what's cool about this old, super old booklet here also is that, you know, I don't know, maybe this is pretty non-compliant, but it says that Freedom and Aroma Sleep, these 2 blends, can also be taken in a capsule. They're not vitality oils, whatever, but that's listed here under alternate uses in this old booklet, 2 to 4 drops in a capsule and taken with a late afternoon meal. So that's what I love about this information is like, you know, maybe that's a way that would really help you or be more supportive for you is taking them internally. So in this booklet, it says that this system will provide unmatched support to help with dealing with grief and loss, alleviating stress, releasing negative emotions, managing feelings of discord, coping with emotional blockages, and pushing through insecurity and fear. So, like Gary, we've all experienced emotional pain, suffering, accidents, loss of loved ones, abandonment, hardship, and, you know, rejection or ridicule or, you know, pain. So I feel like this is for everyone, and I want everyone to try it. And I also have some really cool testimonials of people who have used this collection. So I shared a little bit about my, you know, past and current testimonial, I guess, of like my experience, but I want you to hear these too, because it just helps to hear other people's stories, right? I mean, raise your hand if you like hearing other people's stories about how they use oils and what they've done for them. Again, I'm not saying that this is gonna, exact same thing's gonna happen for you, but this is how we help ourselves and others, by hearing stories. So I'm gonna share some stories with you from other people, and they're anonymous, and these people gave permission, you know, for these stories to be shared, but they are anonymous. So obsessed with both. Elle, I don't know who Elle is, but sold me on Young Living because of Freedom. And oh, I loved it. I snagged a kit and used it when I needed serious, intentional resetting of my sleep habits. So that's one. The next one says, 2 major things happened for a 4-year-old within the first month of using these. I would buy them again, no question. She started sleeping in her room by herself. She had not done that ever. This actually happened 2 nights in a row when we first used the Freedom Sleep Kit. We consistently used it for 30 days, and at the end of that, she started pooping on the toilet, which she hadn't wanted to do. It was all fear. We did the release kit for the next 30 days and have seen continued success. Fewer meltdowns. These are life-changing for us as parents. So cool, right? I wouldn't think to use this with kids, but why not? The next one says, I use these 2 kits at night at the height of my PTSD. After fleeing an abusive marriage with my 2 kids, my mind was a mess. I couldn't think, I couldn't sleep. Counseling seemed like I was getting nowhere, and I couldn't get out of the cycle of dooming thoughts. I used the kits and followed the protocol. It was huge for me. I started getting a breakthrough that we were safe, and God had it. It helped me sleep and cleared my thinking enough to catch myself getting triggered. It helped me ground and calm myself tremendously. I know this works. Awesome. The next one says, my mom swears by it for night terrors. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with night terrors, but I had a kid who had night terrors, and they basically, well, you wake up in the middle of the night, and in my experience with my kid, you are not even, it's almost like they're possessed. They're screaming out of control, but they're not really awake. And they are panicking, like in a cold sweat, freaking out, but they're like not there. And for us, actually, what worked was Dreamcatcher. And it also stopped my daughter from sleepwalking. So night terrors and sleepwalking was like a life-changing thing. But if you know anyone that has night terrors, it is horrible and terrifying. And so I was like, wow, cool, help someone with night terrors. Okay, the next one says, from the wife of someone in the military with PTSD. His mind slows down and he sleeps better. Next, my husband has combat-related PTSD. Do we see a theme here? Anxiety, sleep issues, night terrors, flashbacks. Can't do crowds, the whole 9. After watching a video Jim Bob did, if you guys know Jim Bob Hagerton, he's an amazing Young Living essential oil and product educator and chiropractor. After a video Jim Bob did with a soldier named Jason, I figured if it helped this veteran, it may help mine, and man did it ever. After being drugged up by the VA for almost a decade with no real progress, within the first month, he was sleeping through the night again. He is able to come to some family functions, and every day he seems a little less tense. Huge thank you to Jim Bob and Jason for that video. Without them, I would have never thought to try these. That's pretty cool. The next one says, OMG, these oils changed our life. Okay, I say that about every product in YL, but it's true, 100%. Life has been hard for Z for a very long time. Well, both of us. When I started this set, I bought 2 getting close to the end, but still have a ton of freedom. Things changed. I had been desperately searching for the right combo. I had been using everything under the sun. Z has PTSD from school, plus a zillion other diagnoses. He was acting out, screaming, so mad, hurting himself, and usually me. Freedom alone was a game changer, but when I added these, he went from sleeping in my bed to his own bed. He is almost 15, and he has never slept alone, ever. Since we've had these kits, he sleeps alone almost every night, and only once has he climbed into bed with me. He's not so aggressive, not so angry, and talks to me before he gets escalated. So sweet. Okay, the next one says, oh my goodness, night and day. Sorry, I'm trying to read this. I follow the protocol when I use them, occasionally using one by itself, but I don't do the 30-day anymore. I use it day by day as I need it. I've been able to notice when encountering I need to work through or let go of something emotionally, and I release it much more quickly. I dilute the sleep set because I'm currently pregnant. My dreams are already cray-cray enough, but I love how it helps me continue to rest and release. So thankful for this kit. So I hope those were helpful. I love hearing other people's stories, and I would love to answer any questions. If you guys have any questions about using these oils, I, in the past, the first time that I did this, there was a bunch of us doing it together. And so I think it would be really fun to either have a little gathering at your house and get some people to teach how and why to use these, and then get a group of people to do them together and maybe create like a little chat thread or a little message thread or a group or however you want to connect, and let people share stories of how they are doing and what's changing for them, because it also is going to help keep everybody accountable. So I'm 2 weeks into using Freedom Sleep, and my husband and I are both doing it. It's been amazing. And then we're going to move on to the Freedom Release when our 30 days is up. So Thanks guys for joining, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you can incorporate these or put them on your wish list and incorporate these into your life. And I would love to hear how they work for you. All right, talk to you later. Bye.